everybody, and welcome to Against the Fence. Happy Friday. I'm JK, and this is your latest UFC news with that real fan opinion. We've got a lot to talk about tonight. We've got, of course, the latest on the lightweight title picture. There's rumours going around. Credible sources are saying that a potential fight between Charles Oliveira and Dustin Poirier has been verbally agreed. We're also going to be talking about Israel Adesanya's worst nightmare. Is he UFC bound? Has he got a title fight booked? Not title fight booked, but a title booked. The answer is yes. It's getting pretty shaky. So we're going to talk about that in just a sec. Then also, we've got a few other fight announcements to go through as well. So let's go straight into it then. So the lightweight title fight is targeted for UFC 269, and that's going to be an insane card. It's going to be the last pay-per-view of the year. I believe the date is 11th of December. So there's no doubt they're going to be packing it. It's going to be an insane card. But yes, a verbal agreement is in place between both athletes, although no contracts have been signed yet at this point. And I believe it probably will happen. I'd expect so. It kind of makes sense, really. It's kind of the fight that we all want, really, as fans. It's not, like a typical money grab fight. The Diaz fight was obviously slated at one point and rumored. But let's face it, this one is much more intriguing for the fans, and and both Charles Oliveira and Dustin Poirier are at the peak of their careers at the moment. And also joining them on that card would be Amanda Nunes versus Julia Pena as well. So, and that's going to be a fun fight. Personally, I think majority of people are going to sway for Amanda Nunes, in that fight. So I obviously will go for Amanda Nunes. It's pretty simple. Ash saying Dustin to win the belt. The fight game 247 saying Team C money. Let's go, Charles. So, some people were very divided already. But, we're going to break this fight down. I hope that this fight gets made purely because at the end of the year, my champion predictions, I've put Dustin down. So it's going to be squeaky bum time for me. It's going to be a nerve-wracking fight nonetheless. If and when it gets announced, we will wait to hear. No doubt I'll probably go live when it does get announced, because it's something to talk about. I love to just talk about fights. We're all here. We love talking about fights. That's why we're here, right? So anyhow, let's break down then this fight. Which is something a little bit different. I'd not normally do in the news shows myself. It's normally all to do with my opinions. But I thought I'd give you a little bit of a breakdown as well. And get your guys' opinions on each sort of category. But before I do that, we've got the fight game 247 saying purely cheering Charles as Dustin went to support Jake Paul. I think a lot of people might feel like they're doing the same. Maybe Dustin Poirier is a bit of a clout jumper, you should kind of jump on the bandwagon with the Paul brothers, or did he get invited from Jake Paul to kind of mess with Conor's head a little bit? It's for Jake Paul, it's all about chipping in for the future, right? So maybe he's trying, it's like a little tactic to potentially get a Conor fight, because that's going to be a big fight. But nonetheless, it's none of that. Let's get back strictly based on UFC business. And for Charles Oliveira versus Dustin Poirier, let's break this down. So striking-wise, who are we going to even give the edge to? Because technical-wise, I'd probably side with Charles, right? Because he can mix up his kicks with his punches, and he's really good at keeping fighters on the end of his punches, especially recently. He's kind of had this new sort of form at the moment, that we've not seen before. I mean, we've only seen in sort of like the last few fights. And, but then at the same time, with Dustin's footwork and his boxing could be enough to kind of, for him to be able to sort of find his way. If he's able to find his way into range, it could be a little bit too much for Charles. But he's got to get there, of course. So it's a little bit of a toss-up. Technical-wise, are you going for the more technical guy, or are you going for the more sort of like boxing-based, kind of head-down, volume sort of striker in Dustin Poirier? What do you guys make of that one? It's a toss-up. I'm edging it for Charles at the moment. Okay, that's my opinion. But then also Ash saying Dustin has improved so much as well. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, both guys are in their primes at the moment, and that's why this fight is so exciting. Is why we want to see it. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu wise, I think it's a no-brainer, right? You'd give Charles Oliveira the edge in that. He's what, second degree black belt, I believe, in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So kind of makes sense. However, I do think that Dustin can, if he gets Charles down and Charles is on his back, I think Dustin's capable of dealing with Charles down there. I think he can be a problem. We know Dustin's very strong in that area, and he's got a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as well. So, you know, I think, and with the striking as well, I think Dustin is capable of staying out of danger and causing some damage down there. I really do. The fight game 247. So I think it's fairly close in terms of striking, but ground game for Charles could be too much for Dustin. So yeah, fight game 247 reckons that it's too much for Dustin. I'm kind of swaying the other side around. You know, I think Dustin can kind of stay down there. Now, fair enough, he got submitted by Khabib, but Khabib just had this top pressure wrestling, obviously, that, you know, is just so difficult to deal with. And I think that's the reason why Khabib was able to do what he did to Dustin. Whereas I think against Charles, it's a little bit different. Charles doesn't necessarily have that wrestling background. Of course, he's sneaky on the ground. But, you know, like I said, I think Dustin's going to be too strong down there. But anyhow, moving on then, I think the clinch edge, before I go into cardio, I think I want to give to Dustin as well. You know, I think he's just going to be so much stronger than Charles. I think his pressure is going to be insane. So that's the reason why I'm giving him in that category. So at the moment, I've got striking for Charles. I've got Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for Charles. But obviously I think Dustin can deal with himself down there, and I'm going clinch for Dustin. Okay, then cardio wise, I'm giving cardio wise for Dustin as well, and that's purely because we've yet to see Charles in a 5-round fight. And you know, we've seen Dustin go through these 5-round wars, man, against, you know, top guys, you know. Dan Hooker, prime example, you know? And that was an insane fight. That was back and forth. So much volume being thrown. I don't think that, even though I give the striking edge to Charles, I just can't see Charles TKOing Dustin. I don't think, maybe you guys probably feel the same on that. So I think long distance wise, cardio wise, I'm giving to Dustin. So at the moment, that's two. That's two apiece. But then the power edge, okay? The power edge, so yep, cardio for Dustin says the fight game 247. So he's siding with me on that. So we're going 2-2 at the moment. Power edge. It's not power and strength. Strength should have been a category as well. I've mentioned strength. But power-wise, I'm giving to Dustin, man. I think so. Both guys have fought a featherweight as well. It's not like one guy's dropped down a weight class. Otherwise, you'd probably side with the power advantage to that fighter. But I'm giving Dustin the power, man. So at the moment, I'm giving 3-2 for Dustin in those categories. I don't think I've missed out any other categories, but maybe you guys in the chat can help me out if you want to, you know, spice it up. Obviously, there's wrestling as well, but I think both guys, well, you could probably edge the Dustin the wrestling in some respects. But, you know, I've just put down clinch for now. But yeah, let us know what you guys think. If you think I'm wrong, do let me know in the chat. If you agree with me, pop the thumbs like on the video, of course, and you know, let us know. But yeah, that's that fight. We're all excited to see it. I can't wait. Overall wise, I would say my prediction would be Dustin via decision. I think he would get it done perhaps 3 rounds to 2. It would be one of those back and forth fights, which I think Dustin by hot sauce, says Ash. All right, okay. I think it'd be that back and forth, kind of like back and forth fight where the middle round is like the one which is hard to score. Maybe I'd see Charles edging things early, trying to probably mix up his striking, get few takedowns attempts on Dustin, and then as the fight goes on, Dustin sort of picks up the pace and makes it pretty clear. And yeah, I think this Dustin decision is where my head is at the moment. But let us know what your predictions are for that fight, and how excited you are about it. But anyhow, let's moving on then to my second topic of the evening. Israel Adesanya's nightmare. Alex Pereira makes his UFC debut at UFC 268. Now, this fight was announced today. Last night it was announced that he'd be making his way to the UFC. He is fighting this weekend for Glory Kickboxing. Excuse me, I've got garlic bread breath, so I'll try not to spray it on you guys. Yeah, so he is now booked. So he's booked 2 fights, one in kickboxing and one in the sport of mixed martial arts. But who is he? Well, I can tell you he's 3-1 as a pro in MMA at the moment. He has 33 wins and 6 losses in kickboxing. He's a former. I don't know what belt has he got at the moment. I should have checked this out. I don't know too much on the guy, but I've done a little bit of research for you guys anyhow. Obviously, we're yet to see more about him. There's so many fighters in his roster, so many fighters to keep up with. But anyway, middleweight and light heavyweight Glory Kickboxing champion, 2 division. Okay, that's an insane accolade to have in itself. And then obviously, he's famous for beating Israel Adesanya. Not once, not twice, but 3 times, and twice by knockout. Okay, so you can easily say that this guy is Israel Adesanya's nemesis, because if you kind of don't like Israel Adesanya and you've kind of maybe made pops at him on Twitter before in the past, you probably would have shared the video of him getting knocked out, and we've all seen it. And it's crazy, but this guy is literally famous for knocking out Israel Adesanya. It's crazy. So I have to say he's his nemesis. But nonetheless, his ability-wise, kickboxing obviously is insane. But one thing I want to say about this guy is he's got fantastic takedown defense. He's kind of so good at keeping his hips back and away from danger, similar to what Izzy does himself, A few questions here. The Fight Game 247 saying, Izzy revenge incoming if Pereira can somehow climb to a title shot. I know this, we kind of don't want to jump the gun too much, really, in this. We don't want to get too ahead of ourselves and too excited because, he could lose in his UFC debut. He's got a bit of a climb to make, just like Izzy did. Izzy made that climb and a couple of fights, and he was at a title fight, yeah? And he did it in impressive fashion. If Poyer gets past this guy, then we can probably build him up pretty quickly, especially if it's in impressive fashion and he looks amazing. The guy's had wealth of experience in combat fighting, so he's gonna be reaching top 15 kind of guys pretty soon, I must admit. And it'll only take for him to maybe fight a legend, and then he's there. Just like Izzy did when he fought Israel Anderson Silva. Boom. Got the win. He was there. Ash saying, this is crazy new man. Can't wait to see this guy in the octagon. No, neither can I. Absolutely buzzing to see what he's made of and what he can do under the UFC lights. That's true. He has got got to get some wins first. No, absolutely. But yeah, so like I said, he's got fantastic takedown defense. What's interesting now, okay? When he makes the move to the UFC, he will be entering a division that doesn't have a lot of wrestlers when you look at it, especially at the top half, right? You got Derek Brunson who's fighting this weekend, okay? That's one. Kelvin Gastelum, okay, he's a wrestler. When was the last time he took a guy down? Probably Ultimate Fighter days, right? So the guy just uses boxing now. He closes the distance, and he's stroking. He's insane. But other than that, probably Marvin Vettori, who uses a lot of wrestling at the moment. But we saw him struggle to get Izzy down, and this guy's got pretty good hip movement as well. So it's going to be so intriguing to see how he does in this middleweight division. It's kind of almost wide open for him. But wrestlers being his kryptonite, of course. Now he has been tapped out before. He lost his first pro fight. So who knows? Paulo Costa could probably do him making problems. But of course, we're going to get there eventually, one day. Get too excited. But yes, Alex Pereira does make his debut against Andreas. Now I'm going to say this name best I can. Michaelidis, something like that, if I'm saying it right. A bit wrong. But that'll be at UFC 268 on the 6th of November. Exciting stuff. So Fight Game 247 saying he will outstrike most of the top 15. Yeah, I'd imagine so, hands down. And look, you know, he has all the potential to make a name of himself in the UFC. And when he eventually gets there, that Izzy fight's going to be, it's going to explode. But of course, Izzy's got to, you know, deal with a lot of people first, probably. He's got to deal maybe 2 to 3 fights before this guy, surely, right? Izzy's got to get past Whittaker first. Could he be paired up against his equal down the line? That's what we're excited about. Let's pray, let's hope, okay? But then nonetheless, Izzy's chopping people down. And he's, you know, looking to break records. Is he going to break Anderson Silva's record? It's going to be tough. The way he's going, he's probably fighting, twice a year? He needs to probably fight 3 times a year to at least get anywhere near it. And it depends how long he has at middleweight. Is he going to keep defending? But yes, if so, maybe Izzy's jiu-jitsu game against Alex Pereira would be interesting to see. You know, Izzy could surprise people, you know? I think it'd be great to see more of his jiu-jitsu game, you know? I think he needs to stay sharp at this division because, you know, he's racking up all these title defenses, right? But he needs to add new things to his game still, you know? And GSP was really good at that because it's, you know, and this famous statement that he would say is it's hard to become champion, but it's even harder to stay champion, you know? And you've got to mix things up. You've got to bring new things to the table to keep new challengers on their toes. You know, they think that they're going to think that they know you going into the fight, and then you got to bring something new to shock them and surprise them and throw them off the game. Fight Game 247 says, Izzy losing the best means this fight happens faster, in my opinion. Would not have the same excitement. Yeah, exactly. No, that's right. You never know. It could be possible. Yeah, you're damn right. Especially if he loses to Whittaker, he goes down a peg. If he goes down a peg, he'd probably either get a rematch with someone or an easier fight for him. And therefore, it lines up. But obviously, we want the end goal to be Alex Pereira for the belt eventually, you know? But, okay, let's bring it down. Let's try not to get too excited. Anyhow, let's go into some more fights then, okay? So more fights have been announced. Loads more fights have been announced this week. And we got some exciting ones to mention. We've got Michael Kiesa versus Sean Brady, which I believe was announced today. Sean Brady is obviously undefeated, and he's making a big jump against Michael Kiesa. A big jump. Now, there is a Michael Kiesa who's coming off a submission loss to Vicente Luque, who's arguably now the dark horse in the division. But big step up. I just got to go. You got to side with Kiesa. I think Sean Brady gets his first loss against Michael Kiesa because of the jump up. In my opinion, maybe too soon. You know, Sean Brady gets his first loss, goes back to the drawing board, gets better. That's my opinion for that one. Then, of course, we've also got Brad Riddell, who's on a 7-fight win streak, taking on Rafael Fiziev, who's in a 4-fight win streak. Woo! That fight is insane. That fight is mega, and that's going to be happening on December 4th. A Fight Night. I can't remember which one though. But and I forgot to mention. So Kiesa versus Sean Brady is happening November 20th. But yeah, for that, I mean, it's a slugfest. It really is. It's another. I mean, but then Brad Riddell's not exactly known for finishing guys, and I gotta love Fiziev, man. He's just an animal. He's just so precise with his striking. He's a gritty fighter. And yeah, I just got to go with 5-7, man. I just do. I just do. Let us know who you guys think for that one. How close. It's quite close, but I've just got to go with 5-7, man. He's my boy. Sorry. Then, of course, another fight which got announced was Macy Barber, who's ranked number 13 at the moment in the women's flyweight division. She's taking on Montana De La Rosa, and she's ranked at number 15. So, although Macy Barber has kind of taken another fight, which is a step down in the rankings, because she's coming off that win against Miranda Maverick, which was very close. And yes, I do think Miranda Maverick won that fight, but at the time, Maverick was ranked below Barber, and now Barber's taking this fight against Montana De La Rosa, which I think is a great fight. It is a very good fight. I think Montana De La Rosa, she's got these long legs, man, and they're going to be very awkward for Macy Barber. She's going to use them very effectively in this fight. But that fight is going to happen at UFC 269, so it's going to be slated on potentially the same card as Charles Oliveira, Dustin Poirier, and I think it could headline the prelims maybe, or be one of the first fights on the card. We shall see. Team Rosa, baby, says the fight game 247. So he's siding with Rosa. And Ash is going, no, she lost to Barber. What? Maverick. Oh, no. Okay. No, I'm getting mixed up. No, yeah, I think Maverick didn't really do enough in that fight, did she? To get the win. Yeah, I'm thinking of another fight, which was very close. I mean, it was a close fight nonetheless. Yeah, actually, I think Maverick didn't really do enough. Still, should really watch that a second time around. But when those guys, these girls, sorry, fight next, I'll probably do tape on that, no doubt, again, and get a better look at it. But and both of these girls are looking amazing at the moment. I would say it's fairly evenly matched. Quite difficult to. So fight game 247 saying Maverick winning as well. It was close, yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah, who's taking that one? I want to say Montana De La Rosa as well. I do. Both girls are pretty got it going on, I must say. Fun fight. I'm excited for that one. It's good. And then moving on then, a fight which got announced today is, and if you don't know, well, now you'll know now, Shane Burgos will be taking on Billy Quantillo. Big step up for Billy. Now, of course, Shane Burgos is coming off of that loss against Edson Barbosa, so hopefully he's healed up properly. And of course, Billy is looking to extend that winning run of his, where he got that fight of the night bonus against Gabriel Benitez back in July. I think that's a fun one, fairly evenly matched. Billy's going to be looking to probably get Shane Burgos down to the ground, I think. But Shane Burgos is going to be very strong for Billy. It's a difficult fight for Billy. I think it is. Part of me wants to go for Shane Burgos in this, I'm afraid. Sorry, Billy. I just can't. But then, Billy is that type of fighter which you just can't help but rule out. You do. I thought Benitez was going to beat Billy, and Billy just completely shocked me. So he's capable of doing that. It's hard to side with Billy, I think, now. But I mean, it's, yeah. I don't know, man. I think I've got Shane. Yeah, Ash is going for Shane for the win as well. Yeah, when is that fight happening, actually? I've forgotten to... I've got the date. Find you a date right now. So that fight is scheduled for UFC 268 on the November 6th New York card. That card is looking ridiculous. Man. Oh. Tell you what. We've got an exciting November and December, guys. I can't wait to watch the fights with you guys. It's going to be mental. The fight game 247 saying Billy follows my Instagram. Got to go Team Billy. Okay, that's a fair excuse. Do you know what? It'd be great to speak to Billy sometimes on the channel. At some time. Let's get his story. If you can make that happen, make it happen. Yeah, I think he's a good guy. He's a good guy. He definitely deserves to do big things in this wonderful sport that we all love and adore and enjoy. So, final message then for me, of course, this weekend we have UFC Fight Night. Darren Till taking on Derek Brunson. And it's going to be a fun card. It's going to be on at an unusual time and a much earlier time. And it caters for us fans in the UK because we love it when we don't have to even nap before a fight card, or or stay up till godly hours of the morning. So this is a really fun one for us. Do stay tuned. We will be live here for the main card at 9 p.m. GMT, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, and 1 p.m. Pacific Time. Get yourselves down. Come and enjoy the fights with us. There's going to be full breakdowns. There's going to be full reactions. We're probably going to be screaming at every single finish. Unfortunately, we will be without Sai this time, but nonetheless, me and Ash will be wide awake, breaking these fights down for you guys and bringing in the goods. Get yourself a beverage. If you're from the UK, get yourself a beverage, of course. And if you're from the US, start drinking early. Fuck it. I know it's an early one for you guys, but get the beers in. Come and join us at ATF. It's going to be an exciting card. We've obviously got Paddy Pimblett versus Luigi Venturini. Nearly forgot his last name there. So that's going to be a fun fight, kicking it off. We've also got our boy Modestas Bukauskas taking on Khalil Rountree Jr. That's going to be exciting. Can't wait to see Modestas. He needs a win. We're rooting for him. Of course, we're rooting for everyone from the UK here. JK, you ain't drinking, says Ash. Yeah, do you know what? You're probably right. Of course I'm not going to be drinking. I'm afraid not. But that's purely because I want to put on a show for you guys. That's why. Because if I drink, I'm worried that I'm going to fall asleep or something like that. Or my brain's just not going to be with it, not be wired, not going to be as wired as I am today. Got myself a little bit of fizz just to, make it a little bit extra sharp, make the brain go a lot faster. But anyhow, like I said, thanks for joining us for this news show. Get yourselves in the comment section. Pop a thumbs like on the video. And if you are joining us for the first time, we are a UFC fan channel where fan opinions matter most. And we're all for you guys. We do news shows. We do watch-alongs. We do aftermath breakdowns for the pay-per-views. We got monthly reaction highlights. We've got it all. Okay? We got it all. Hit that subscribe button. And we'll look forward to hearing from you. We're excited as much as you guys. So... I'm JK. Thanks for joining. Peace out.